Welcome to a kind of a quick episode of Potation Rotation. Uh, this is like an update for the arcade 1-up modded cabinet. Um, Consider this like the final update. So, seems like early on in this channel I do get some questions, mainly through my Instagram, about some things, but the main thing is I've gotten still quite a few questions about modding the cabinet. And some of them can be answered in the first hour-long video that I have uploaded on this channel. And so I usually just point them to the video, but some people still want like even more updates. There isn't much more I can update. I left a comment in that video that I did after like 4 days of waiting for an email about that yellow knob. That I had then said, well, I'm sending the faulty one back. You guys can mail the new one. They never responded. They just sent the package automatically. So I do have it. It's right here. And it does work. Fits nicely. The other thing is their string of lights, LED lights that are in here, still kind of flicker a little bit. I've got that running through their splitter still. They did send me a new splitter, but I wasn't going to go back here yet unless I had something else to do, just to replace the splitter. But the LED lights on the back, you can see, that I pointed out before, they don't flicker. So I'm thinking that it's maybe not, it was probably the splitter initially when it was also connected to the monitor, because the monitor was flicking too much power. Their splitter was shit. Arcade mod-ups, but I don't think it's so much the splitter anymore as it is their string of LED lights that are in here. So the other thing that is different, and we'll go ahead and zoom in here, is you can see I have a new image. I did purchase a new card. It is from, so I got a card here. It's from RetroGameAsylum.com. Come on. Usually the hand behind, there we go. It's kind of working there. Retro Game Asylum. Works better on the back of the card. It was kind of nice. The image from the image that came with the mod up just wasn't cutting it for me. It had issues. It was buggy. Games that I really wanted to play weren't playing. Kind of sucked. Like, it sucked big time. I know it's not their image. I used to know whose image it was, but the name slips my mind right now. But I'm assuming that they did things to it to get it ready for plug and play with their build. It just wasn't good. So this image, it doesn't have any kind of music playing as you scroll through, which is fine. I don't need that. And it doesn't do any kind of screensaver stuff where if you leave it sit for a while, it just starts showing clips from games. And I'm fine with that as well. I don't need those things. This guy out in Colorado, ironically enough, he has a whole bunch of stuff for sale, probably like a good dozen different things. And so I picked this up, and I thought it was a good price. And the image is fantastic. I love the fact that it mixes comic books with video games, and there's also a bezel project that is on this card. Unfortunately, I was finding with some systems that the bezels were cutting off full screen. So some of those systems I had to remove the bezels from so that I could have the full screen. And then there's some, like I'll show you here. Let's go here. Let's go to Boynus Blob. It doesn't really matter. Any NES, any Genesis, anything that's like 8/16-bit. You'll see that there's a bezel for each system. So this one is fine because we got the bezel, right? And then it's kind of got like this, almost like this television side of this television thing, and it's just covering up the actual play area just slightly, but you can still see through it, and then it cuts off on each side. So I'm fine with that. Like, I'm alright with that. I mean, if I could, you know, I would change it. I don't see any purpose in getting rid of the bezel altogether, because if I got rid of the bezel, then we're left with black. And I kind of like these bezels. I mean, these bezels look fantastic. So on the more retro games and systems, it's fine. It can be a little bit cut off. I'm not too picky about that. As far as the tests go, I wanted to test 3 things, which is what I did with the last one. My 3 favorite games to play on an arcade is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Simpsons, and Dragon's Lair. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles didn't load up on the last image from Arcade Mod Up. The Simpsons loaded, but none of the controls worked. In fact, I couldn't even use a hotkey or any kind of button combinations to even get out of the game. I would have to unplug the plug from the wall in order to turn it off, which you don't want to do. Dragon's Lair, it worked, but the controls were kind of probably too over responsive. I don't know, they just didn't, the controls weren't right. They were mapped right, but it just didn't control right. So for this one, I went to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and games that you last played, and it'll be on here. Under MAME. What's nice is because you got the arcade and you got your MAMEs, and they're kind of separate. The last one, everything that was an arcade was under arcade. Turn this up just a little bit. Anyway, so you can see it works. So I'll add a coin or 2.
Fire! Hang on, April.
Fire! We gotta get April out. So it works. Controls are nice. So, and if I sit here and hit the coin, see all 4 players load up. So, there's Raph, there's Michelangelo, Donatello, now the whole gang's there, right? Okay, so that worked. Now, when I tested The Simpsons, hitting the wrong button. There we go, wrong knob. When I tested The Simpsons, it didn't even load. It basically did the same thing that Ninja Turtles did on the last one. However, I was able to. They had like 6 different 6 different emulators, MAME emulators, and I basically selected every one until I got to the last one, and I'll show you. Alright, so right now I have MAME 2010 selected. It was on 2003 Plus. So, and this was just, I don't know a lot about this stuff, right? So, I just knew that I should probably try to access this and see if I change it, if it'll help. So I went through, starting with number 1, MAME 2000, then 2003 Midway, then 2003, and then I skipped 2003 Plus, because obviously that didn't work. None of those worked until I got to MAME 2010. And then it booted up. Loaded up just fine, see? And the MAME stuff didn't have any bezels, so I didn't have to remove anything. They were already as is. So, not only does it load up and play, but obviously I was able to start the game, which means controls work just fine. So that was my second test. My third test was Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair, it loaded up, and it started to play before you insert the coin. It went through all the video crap that it does, and kind of tells you the story of Dirk and everything. But I could not insert any coins. I would hit coin and it wouldn't work. I'd hit start, it wouldn't work. I'd just hit any button and it wouldn't work. So I got to the point where I then started from the right side and started pressing all the buttons from the right side, working my way over to the left. And then when I hit the coin button on the very left of it, it backed out of the game. Because I couldn't back out of the game either. But for some reason, the coin button all the way on the left, which is basically player 3, it backed out of the game. But I can't play Dragon's Lair. However, that's alright. I've played it enough. Maybe I'll find a way to fix it. I'll learn how to do things, just like how I've been learning how to remove bezels and change screen resolution, and it's just a process. But anyway, so we've got the other thing too is the last image had a little over 7,000 games, like 7,500 maybe. This has over 20,000. So it has Nintendo. It has Nintendo Upgrade, which I'm not even sure what that is. I mean, these kind of look more high definition. Let's see. Let's see what Upgrade is. Start some DuckTales. We're both seeing this for the first time. This may not be a very quick video. Alright. So see, bezel kind of cuts it into the screen a little bit there, but it's alright. You can still kind of see it. Well, these might be hacks or something. Maybe to make the game play better. Maybe they're all updated ROMs. I can't tell any difference. I mean, everything looks like a DuckTales game should look. Plays like a DuckTales game should play. Controls like it should control. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Not sure what that means. I might have to ask him. I might have to email him and find out. So, but there's that. And then clones. And then Famicom. And then the Famicom Disk System. The Super Nintendo. The creature from the NES Lagoon. I'm not sure what that means. Mega Man and Rockman. Super Mario All-Stars. Okay, and then there's like a sub thing here. Super Mario All-Stars NES Graphics. Super Mario All-Stars Pokemon something. So these must be hacks as well. Super Metroid. Wow. This is all stuff that I'm going to have to play with at some point. Alright, so hacks. Oh, it says hack right there. Super Mario World hack. Baby Kaizo World. I have a feeling that if there's bezels here, there's probably going to be a problem with the Super Nintendo. Okay, so we got a crying baby Mario there. No, it just goes right to the edge again here. Alright, so it's basically Baby Mario in a harder Mario world, it looks like. Okay, so these are all Super Mario World hacks. So here's the Super Famicom, and then we got the Game Boy, we got the Game Boy Color, we got the Game Boy Advance, we got Nintendo 64, which I don't know, some of them might not work. There's 248 games, so there's a lot to go through to see if any of them work, but I can guarantee you that a good portion probably won't. Nintendo DS, the Virtual Boy, which is interesting that they have that. They don't have all the games. I can see a couple missing, for example, like Wario is missing. But they do have Panic Bomber, which I want to play sometime. The SG-1000, and then the Sega Mark III, the Master System, the Genesis, the Mega Drive. These are Sega hacks. I'm getting the hang of it. The Game Gear, the 32X. I did play some 32X. They seem to play well. And the other thing too, on the last one, the Sega CDs. Anything Sega CD that I tried to play didn't play. It played for shit. However, I did load up Final Fight CD, and I did load up Sonic, and they both seemed fine. Oh, and the Terminator. All three seemed fine. So far, Sega CD on this works. Dreamcast, forget about it. There's 27 games. I tried 3 of them, and they didn't work. I tried Crazy Taxi, and I tried Sonic Adventure, and I tried Soul Calibur, and they just didn't play. And I didn't expect them to play. Atari 7800, Atari Lynx. And plus what's really cool is in the corners they'll tell you when it was released and how much it was. And the bits for the system too, by the way. Atari Lynx, alright, so we said that already. The PC Engine. TurboGrafx 16, the Super Graphics. I want to say I tried playing a Super Graphics game. Did I? I don't think it worked. Oh no, it did. I played this, whatever this is, Madu King Grenzort. It was fine. PC Engine CD. PlayStation. There were some PlayStation games on the last one that didn't work. I also have the Mini and I got it loaded with stuff too. This has less games on it than what my Mini has. That's probably because there's probably going to be some games that don't work. But I did want to see how Gran Turismo played for a future episode of License to Drink. And because we couldn't get this Gran Turismo to work on here when we tried, and it didn't work, but on here it does. Here's Daphne. Now the thing is there are more games on this Daphne than the last one. So I don't know how any of these, if any of these will work at all, but I can tell you Dragon's Lair did not work. Game & Watch, Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Vectrex, Bandai Wonder Swan, which, and the Color, which I'm kind of excited to play because I've never played any of the Wonder Swans games before. So a lot of these systems weren't on the last one, like a lot of them. Now here's the arcade. So let's see if there's a bezel on this. I just want to check it out. There's no bezel. So that's fine. I don't think I'd want a bezel on these. Only because not all of them are going to be that small screen. But anyway, Capcom Play System 1, 2, and 3, which the last one had. I think it looks like these have more games in total between the three than the last one did. And then here's MAME. So, and then the MAMEs are broken down by publishers. So you got Atari, Data East, Irem, Konami, any kind of light gun games, which I'll never play because I don't have a light gun. It's not modded for that. Maybe someday. Midway, Namco, Nintendo Play Choice 10, Nintendo Versus, Old School Classics, Taito and Williams. Neo Geo, PC ports, which some of the PC stuff requires a mouse and a keyboard, which are not attached to this, so I'll probably never play these. The Amstrad, the Commodore 64, ColecoVision. This is another reason why I bought this, was for the ColecoVision. The Intellivision, another reason why I bought this, was for the Intellivision. Scum, Fritz. Unleash the world's most powerful graphics technology, your brain, only $18. Don't know what this is. They look like movies or something. Are they? Let's see. I don't know what a Fritz is. I've never heard of a Fritz. It says best played with a keyboard, so it must be a keyboard thing. But some of them look literally like movie titles or something. I don't know. Ports. This has... I don't know what I'm getting to myself into. Kodai? I don't know what I don't even know what this is. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I need... I need to get out of here. And I can't. Because I need a keyboard and a mouse. Will this do anything? No. Alright, so guess what? I'm going to shut it down. But anyway, so that was it. That's everything that's on there. Like I said, over 20,000 games. So far, I'm very happy with this. Like this, this new image, this new card I bought from Retro Game Asylum. Very good. Very happy with it. Gotta do some minor tweaks with it, but overall, it's good stuff. So let's call that the final. Let's call this the final update video for this cabinet. And we'll be playing some games on it in the future. So, but if you like the video, please like the video. By giving it a big thumbs up, and you know, leave a comment below. Talk to me a little bit. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and ring that notification bell down there. So I'm going to play this for a while after I restart it and reboot it, and I'll catch you guys next time.